She reaches down to get the shell, she'll take that away, and there you can see it. And it's the chick at the bottom of your screen. It's slightly pinker. Interestingly, the rest have already gone a dark colour. Maybe that's the formation of the downs starting in their skin, because at the moment they've been hatched naked and entirely dependent on the female for warmth and security in that nice deep cup.
They're extraordinary looking. I mean, they look like little aliens. Their heads are so big, and so are those eyes, aren't
Yeah,
they?
well, I think they've got a big head because they need a big mouth, because as soon as their yolk reserves run out a few hours after hatching, then they've got to be fed. So they need to have a big enough mouth for that female to find and put food into.
Very funny yesterday, wasn't it, when the eggshell ended up on its head, looked like a helmet. So I'm calling that the helmet family. We've got a question from Joshua Boston on Twitter, who says, how does the reed warbler manage to make its nest stick to the reeds and hold the bird?
Good question, Joshua. First thing is, why have a nest in reeds in the first place? Well, the simple reason for that is security from predators. And if you look down past the nest here, you can see that it's surrounded by water. So that's going to keep most of those predators away. Ground predators like weasels and stoats and rats, which would otherwise try to get to the nest. It's the female that makes that nest, and from research earlier today, I can tell you that she normally chooses 3.53 stems of 6.4mm diameter to make that nest. But how does she tie the first few together? Well, she gets a piece of grass and she holds it in her foot against the reeds, and then she doubles it back and nippers a knot into it. Nippering is a type of knotting. And then she joins that to one of those other reeds until she makes a horizontal circle which forms the inaugural part of the nest. Now, given the reeds are swaying from side to side in the wind, and those young are going to grow and expand, one of the most important materials that reed warblers use are spiders' webs, which are flexible. And this gives that whole nest the ability to move in the wind and expand as the young grow.
We take nest building for granted, don't we? I think a challenge maybe for next spring watch would be to put a time-lapse camera on a bird actually building the nest. It'd be absolutely
Well, yeah, but then you'd have to
fascinating
you have to be able to predict exactly where it's going to make the nest, and that would be really tricky. Unless you caught it after it put that first ring in, it would be pretty tough to do that, but it would be amazing. A challenge for our cameramen.
Now, one of my favourite quirky moments of last week was our Where's Wally moment on the beach. Now, just have a look at this. This is a very pebbly beach, and you can't see anything. I've seen this so many times, and I still can't see what